other shows we have for you to enjoy at myclassicradio.net. The Avengers was most certainly not a household name in South Africa prior to the radio series. With no national television service until 1976, the mechanism simply was not present in the country to show television programs to mass audiences. While many other countries reveled in the filmed adventures of John Steed and company, South Africa was not equipped to join in the fun. The series took Britain by storm and made a major impression in the American markets, being that greatest of rarities, a British series given a network transmission slot. However, as a filmed series, rather than a videotaped one, The Avengers was able to gain a modicum of exposure in South Africa through film rentals. Come and listen at myclassicradio.net.
Calling all cars, the copyrighted program created by Rio Grande. Los Angeles Police calling all cars. Attention all cars. Broadcast 183 regarding a bank robbery. Number 1 suspect describes an American about 6 feet, weight 170 pounds. Number 2 describes an American about 5 feet 4 inches, weighs about 180 pounds. The short bandit has a deep scar on the side of his face. That's all. Rolls and clerk. Going to buy gasoline tomorrow? Will you buy from habit or convenience or just wherever your gas tank runs low? These are expensive habits. They cost you money, rob you of full motoring pleasure, and shorten the life of your car. Select the finest gasoline your judgment or your sources of good information can recommend. Keep your motor tuned to this brand. Select the brand chosen by the best authorities on gasoline, those to whom the finest gasoline is an absolute necessity. The drivers and buyers of gasoline for police cars, fire engines, ambulances, and emergency equipment. They drove 55 million miles last year with Rio Grande cracked gasoline. Who knows more about stopping and starting, idling in traffic, driving long economical miles, and the sudden bursts of racing, flashing speed? More police cars, fire engines, ambulances, and other emergency equipment is powered by Rio Grande cracked gasoline wherever it is sold than any other brand. This is the most valuable endorsement, the most conclusive proof of gasoline superiority that has ever been presented to Western Motors. If you are not already getting police car performance with Rio Grande cracked gasoline, tomorrow is the time to start. For summer driving, get the increased power, the added mileage, the police car performance that only Rio Grande cracked gasoline can give. See your neighborhood independent Rio Grande dealer tomorrow. It is our privilege to present Commissioner Ray Kleinberger of the Los Angeles Police Commission. Commissioner Kleinberger.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In a recent address before a group of law enforcement officers, J. Edgar Hoover, head of the United States Department of Justice, said, "Crooked lawyers and crooked politicians find easy going when citizens are indifferent to the affairs of their city. If we're going to have a victory over the underworld, we must have the cooperation of the public." That statement applies as forcefully to any city in this country. We, law enforcement officers, are making an effort to settle more cases on the basis of innocence or guilt, and fewer on the eloquence of the criminal lawyer, also the money behind crooked politicians. I'll be back at the end of the program to give you a few highlights on tonight's story.
On an afternoon in March 1933, a coupe rolled along the highway north of Seattle, Washington. In the rumble seat of that car, a man, unconscious, bleeding, lay handcuffed. The man in the rumble seat was Custom Officer E.L. Ballinger. Half an hour earlier, he had come across the coupe parked near the highway north of the city.
What are you doing here?
What's it to you?
Whose guns are those on the seat there?
Mine.
Okay, get out. You'll have to go back to Seattle.
Nice work, Pete. He didn't know you was behind him.
Yeah, well, what will we do with it?
Stop in the rumble seat and get going.
All right, give me a hand here, will you?
Okay.
Keep them up heavy.
You're telling me.
There we go. Now in with it. Now slam down the lid.
Yeah, we're going to have to slug this guy.
Yeah, how come?
That's the only way to keep his mouth shut.
Nuts, he can't squawk. I hit him before he got a good look at us. He'll still be groggy when we dump him out. How's he going to identify us?
Just the same, I don't believe in taking chances. First good spot I come to, I'm going to let him have it. I want to get it over.
Yeah, that's the way with you young fellas, all right. You want to get it over and swing for it? I got a better plan. Listen to me, son. You drop me off in Seattle. I'll get my car and catch us off of town. We'll switch this bird to my hack. I'll take care of him. You go back to Seattle, get the new car, and I'll meet you in L.A. later on.
Well, what if you get picked up?
I'm taking the risk, not you. Don't you worry about anything. You'll be driving a new car. You'll be all right.
Less than an hour later, Ballinger was dragged from the car and half carried to another coupe. On and on went the car. 792 horrible, torturing miles south, through Washington, Oregon, and into California. Finally to a point just south of the Oregon-California line. There, 200 yards off the highway, Officer Ballinger was left, handcuffed to a tree. Later, in the evening of the same day, State Highway Patrolman Stephen F. Kent and Lester Quigley are repairing Kent's car when from the radio loudspeaker comes a police broadcast.
All in all cars, Central Sheriff Cars and Highway Patrol. If you don't broadcast 10, we say. Be on the lookout for Ford sedan, 1933 model. This car has no license plate, but emergency number is 9Y66. 9 Young 66. This car is believed to have been delivered to one of the bandits suspected of kidnapping Customs Border Patrolman E.L. Ballinger north of Seattle. Ballinger arrested this morning about daybreak. Describes one of the men attacking him as Paul.
Come on, Les. Get in the car and we'll drive around a bit. Might pick up that guy that pulled that job.
Okay, pile in. We'll just drive around up the road.
Hey, there's a new sedan parked in that blind street back there. Back up and we'll take a look. Take it easy now. I just saw Sheriff Calkins and his boy turn the next corner to the right. Good. If this bird is the one we're after, we'll need him. Park here and I'll go over and give him the once-over. I'll have to ask you boys to get out. We've got orders to search every car that's like this that shows up.
Yes, sir. I'm just a hitchhiker. He gave me a ride, and
Right down. Nuts to you, copper.
You get out of that car, I'll have to haul you out.
Oh, yes? And you asked for it.
Hey, you can't get away with
Who said I can't? Beat it, punk. There's another carload of bulls.
Come on, take control.
I can't. I'm too scared.
Stop. Okay, pal. I got a story to make for rats like you.
Well, that's something. How's things from this, Dad?
Too late to do them any good, son.
The prisoner was identified as George Ball, ex-convict who had served a term in San Quentin Penitentiary. He admitted being one of the men implicated in the Ballinger kidnapping and informed authorities regarding the probable location of his partner, a man he named as Joe Clark. Our story now shifts to Los Angeles and to the jail of a small town near that city. Sergeant, book this man on suspicion of kidnapping. Don't let anybody talk to him without an order from Hanson here or from me.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
What's the matter? Can't you read? You got it on that slip there. The name's Clark.
Joe Clark?
Yeah.
Okay. Cell 13.
13. So can't you make that 14?
You heard me. 13.
Okay, wise guy. Someday you're going to find out that 13 is your unlucky number.
Get him out of here.
Come on, Gabby. Get going.
Okay, don't shove me.
Right inside.
Okay, and don't get tough.
Oh, pal, your pal.
Hiya, Cellmate.
All right, you two go to sleep. I don't want any noise out here.
Okay, Stro, you run along and mind your business and we'll mind ours.
Yeah. I'm glad to see you, pal. You have. Oh, I've been awful lonesome all by myself. Awful lonesome. This is my little bottle away.
All right. Never mind getting chummy. And blow that breath of yours someplace else, will you?
Okay. No offense. No offense. What's your name?
Yes? Clark. Now, will you get over on that side?
Clark. Huh? Clark. Say, that's a swell name. My name's Edward. Two-Bell Edwards, they call me. I'm a street officer. All day long, I got to listen to women yabbering, and when I get home, all I get is the same thing from my wife.
All right, Stu Bum. Can the status. I'm not interested in your life history.
Okay. Sorry, pal. Clark. Oh, yes. Well, my name was Clark instead of Edwards. Every time I hear the name Edwards, it reminds me of my wife, and I have to go and get drunk all over again to forget it.
Hey, wait a minute, pal. So you like the name of Clark, eh?
I sure do.
Okay, I'll do you a favor.
Yeah?
I'll make your name Clark.
You will?
Sure.
How?
Just give me a book and slip, and I'll give you mine.
Will I do it?
Sure. Come on, give me that slip. Okay, now here's mine.
Yeah?
Now read for yourself, you see? Your name's Clark, and mine's Edwards.
Well, gee, it is marvelous what we can do in this modern age. Thanks, fellow. I'll never forget you for this.
No, I don't think you ever will. Hey, Taylor. Come on through. Hey, Taylor, wake up, will you? I've got to get out of this joint. Hey, you drunken bum, stop snoring, will you? Hey, where's that Taylor? Hey, go! Taylor!
Hammering about in here. You want to wake everybody up?
Hey, look, be a good guy, will you? I got to get to work. I got picked up on a drunk charge last night, and if I don't get to work this morning, I'll lose my job.
Let's see your booking slip.
Okay, here you are.
Mel Edwards, intoxication.
That's right.
Well,
Go on, get a bail bondsman, and let's get this thing fixed up so I can get to work, will you?
Well, I'll see. Who's that bird doing the snoring?
Him? Oh, he's some bum named Joe Clark, eh? They brought him in last night.
Oh, so that's Clark, huh? I got orders not to let anybody see him. Well, come on out. We'll see what we can do about you.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
I don't want this bird Clark to get away. Hold him for the federal. Well, come on. There's a guy in the office who might pick you up.
Promising to obtain the money with which to repay the bondsman, Clark was driven to an address in the residential section of the city. He went inside ostensibly to get the money, but Clark simply walked in the front door and out the back door. Again, a desperate and dangerous criminal was at large. Our scene now shifts to the office of Captain H.S. Seeger, then head of the robbery and narcotics details of the Los Angeles Police Department. Men, I'm not complaining about your work. You've all been loyal and efficient, but we've had 4 bank robberies in 5 months. And so far, we haven't the slightest clue to the identity of the bandits. All we know is that one of them had a bad scar. Now, I feel that the reputation of the department is at stake. We've got to do something.
Well, I got a tip the other day, Chief, that might mean something.
What is it?
Well, a rather prominent shyster, I won't mention his name, but he told me he could give us the names and addresses of these Mutt and Jeff bandits.
What's the catch to his proposition?
Well, first, he wants to know the amount of rewards offered.
I thought so.
And then he wants an absolute guarantee that both Mutt and Jeff would be killed by the police as soon as we sighted them.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said. I told him you wouldn't go for it, but I'd tell you anyway.
I'll tell the world we wouldn't go for it. Who does he think he is, making a deal like that?
Hey, he said he knew a bank they were planning to stick up, and he'll tell us where it is, provided we agree to bump him off.
Well, just for luck, keep an eye on that bird. Seeger speaking.
All right.
Yours.
This is Charlie Rule.
Mm-hmm.
Got some notes of my dues on that Mutton Jeff case.
That's just what we're looking for.
Well, then you were a fellow named Edwards.
Not the streetcar conductor.
No. This is a fellow who's been working for the detective named Carter.
I just had a run-in with that bird a day or so ago. But wait a minute, Charlie.
Okay.
Hey, Chambers.
Yeah?
Was your man named Edwards the one who made you that story proposition?
Nope.
I just wondered. Hello, Charlie.
Hello.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Just checking up with one of our men. When can we see this friend of yours?
You meet me in half an hour at the Westwood Hotel.
Sure. What room?
I'll meet you at the elevator on the 12th floor.
Okay. Half an hour.
Right on time, Harry. The room is right around the corner here.
How come this bird's so eager to talk?
Seems to have had some sort of a row with Carter. Said he's going to get bumped off.
That sounds fishy to me.
No, I think Edwards on the level. Here's his room.
Oh, come in.
This is Captain Seeger, Police Department. Jake Edwards.
Oh, yes, Seeger. Mr. Rule tells me that you have some information about the Mutt and Jeff bandit.
Yes, I have.
How do you happen to have this knowledge?
Well, I used to work for a crooked lawyer named Leopold Carter.
Are you still working for Carter?
No.
How does it happen that you know so much about this gang?
Well, it's like this. Here's his sentence. That's Muff, the big guy. Well, he works as an investigator for Carter. They began propositioning me to go on some jobs with him. I pretended to be willing, but always backed out when the time came. I'd make some excuse. Well, finally, Carter got suspicious and told me to get out. He offered another fellow $200 to bump me off because I knew too much. This guy was a friend of mine. He tipped me off.
Who is this friend?
Well, I'd rather not mention his name. Suppose we just call him Sam Collins. Is that okay?
Oh, I don't care what you call him if he can do us any good.
He can do you plenty of good if he will. Only thing is, he won't talk to a policeman. Got no use for coppers.
Oh, we'll get around that. Who's this Jeff part of the bandit team?
His name's Carlson. Pete Carlson. He's saving his money for some big caper up north. Carlson and Carter and Fenton have been fighting among themselves lately because they claim he's holding out on them.
Do you know where Carlson lives?
No, I don't. But Carter and Fenton have rooms in a place down near 11th and Broadway.
All right. This information is valuable to us, but we've got to have more. Get hold of this friend of yours and arrange for us to talk to him. Come on, Kelly. Let's get back to the office.
Back in Captain Seeger's office, Seeger, together with Joe Taylor, Captain of Detectives, and Detective Chambers, laid plans for the capture of Pete Carlson, Izzy Fenton, and the Shyster attorney Leopold Carter.
Edwards told me that Leo Carter was in on the hold-up gang and that he wanted to get rid of his partner. Now, Chambers, I'm going to ask you a point-blank question. Was Leo Carter the man who offered to put up the finger on Mutton Jeff?
Yep, he's the man.
I thought so. See what you can find out in the files on Carter and on a guy named Carlson. Check up on Fenton. See if there's anything in there on Sam Collins.
Yes, sir.
Bill Johnson and Guy Beeson and Harry Tash to come in here.
Okay.
Robert Dale, Seeger speaking. Oh, yes.
Make an appointment for you to talk to Sam Collins at my place tonight at 6.
Fine. What name did you give him?
I did. I told him a friend of mine wanted to meet him.
Well, now listen. When we come in, introduce me as C.M. Christensen, Special Investigator for the Bank of America. You got that?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Sit down, boys. I'll be with you in just a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Christensen. All right. 6 o'clock. Goodbye. Okay, boys.
Yes, sir.
Now, here's the job. I want you boys to put a dictaphone in Leo Carter's office and one in Izzy Fenton's apartment on Broadway. Here's the address I got from Edwards. You fellows will stake out in an office below Carter, and we'll send Gerhardt and Burris down to the Broadway place.
Yes, sir.
Don't leave those places day or night without leaving a man listening. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Captain Seeger.
Oh, yes?
Mr. Rule is there. He says he has an appointment at 6 o'clock. If you see a man named Collins.
What time is it now?
5:30.
Okay, I'll be right out. Well, what's the matter, Collins? Are you loyal to these birds, or are you afraid of them?
If I told you what I know about that bunch, my life wouldn't be worth 2 cents.
Well, how are they going to know where we got our information?
I don't know about that, but they would some way. Besides, I hate squealers, see?
You don't have to tip the police to this gang. I represent the bank, and when you give us the dope we want, you'll be out of it. Nobody's going to accuse you of yelling copper.
Yeah, I know, but you guys go straight to the bulls with whatever I told you, see? You don't know anything, you can't tell anything. So what's the answer? I keep my mouth shut.
Look, Collins, you see these pictures? You know any of these fellows?
Never saw them before. Who are they?
Well, 2 of them are the birds we've been talking about. The other one is Carter. Now, that's settled. Let's stop stalling around and you tell us a few things. Just how deep are you in with this mob?
Hey, wait a minute, I'm not in on it, see?
Well, then suppose you tell us what you know.
All right, you win. Sure, I know more. What do you want to know?
We want to know where we can find Pete Carlson.
I don't know where you can find him.
I thought you were going to tell us something.
I am, but I'm telling you the truth. I don't know.
How did you happen to connect with this mob?
Well, I used to run a little garage up in North Hollywood. One morning while I was working on a car. Yes, there's something I can do for you?
Yeah, need my lights fixed.
Okay.
Tail lights out.
I'll take a look at it. Hey, there's blood on your fender back here. Cut yourself trying to fix this light?
What's it to you? You just fix the light.
Okay, she's all set. Just a little quiet.
Pretty fast worker, aren't you? You, know anybody up north?
Yeah, quite a few people. Why?
Friend of mine told me to look you up. Said you was a smart guy.
Well, maybe. What do you mean, smart?
I've had quite a little experience opening banks.
Oh, yeah?
Thought I'd like to go in business down here. I had a partner up north, but he got detained by some smart coppers in Wairika.
I see.
He's in a jam, needs so bad. I've been told that you and I might get together on a proposition.
You got the wrong information, mister. I can't help you.
Nice place you've got here.
Yeah, thanks.
Little money to fix it up so it look real nice. I'll tell you what. If you have a friend who'd be interested in my business, I'd be willing to let you have, say, $500 for your trouble. How's that sound to you?
Well, I'll think it over. Where can I get hold of you?
Here's a number. It's my attorney in Sacramento. I always have a mouthpiece in every place I work. You just call him and he'll put me in touch with you.
Okay, I'll keep my eyes on.
When did you get lined up with Carter?
Well, about a month after that, a cousin of mine from New York took me up to Carter's office and introduced us. I happened to think of Carlson, so I told Carter that I thought maybe I had a client for him. I spent $6 of my own money phoning that guy in Sacramento to find Carlson.
Did you get him?
Yeah, a couple of days later, Pete called me, and I took him up to see Carter.
Did you consider that the connection?
Yeah, but I never got the money.
Okay, Cullen. Now, look, Captain Joe Taylor down at headquarters is a good friend of mine. I'm going to ask him to have a couple of the boys stick around to see that nothing happens.
Say, I don't want any bulls hanging around.
Do you want to have your head blown off by Carlson? Now, go on home and watch yourself. Meanwhile, in the office and apartment of suspected attorney and his so-called investigator, detectives were piling up damaging information. They heard robbery after robbery was planned. Then, at 4:30 in the afternoon of a day, weeks later, Officer Johnson placed a hurried call for Captain Figger. A few moments later, Figger, Rule, and Detective Chambers meet Johnson at the entrance of the building in which Carter's offices are located.
Cap, they both left the office just after I called you.
Let's travel up where Fenton parks his car. We may be on time.
Here, wait a minute.
Let him Carter know. Oh, just a minute, Carter. Where are you going?
Oh, hello, Figger. Going to my office, right?
Good. I'll go with you.
Oh, all right.
On up, sir. Watch your step. Close, please.
5.
Five out, please, sir. Well, Johnson, you and Chambers wait here in the outer office. His sentence goes up, grab him. Keep that phone girl quiet if any calls come in. Have her put him through as usual.
All right, now, Figger, tell me, what's this all about?
What do you figure? No, you don't, Carter. No, you don't.
Nice little 45 he's got there, Carter. Probably would have used it, too.
What's the idea, Figger? You can't pull this stuff on me.
No, well, Carter, the jig's up. You're under arrest.
Arrest? For what?
For bank robbery.
Bank? Go on, Figger. You might put that over on some dummy egg, but not on me. Why, you've got something on me.
Show Mr. Carter our microphone.
Microphone? You've got microphones here. Oh, yeah. That's one thing I didn't think about. I guess I've got to hand it to you for that, Figger.
And through those microphones, we heard plenty. Now listen. We want Pete Carlson. Federal men have identified his picture as a man wanted for kidnapping a patrolman Valentine in Seattle. His partner is sentenced to die as Folsom for murdering 2 officers. So that's the sort of stuff you pal around with, isn't it, Carter?
Never mind lecturing me about the morals. Now listen, I'll make a deal with you. If I can tell you where to find this Carlson, where do I get out of it?
Oh, no, I'm making no promises, Carter. I don't have to. You're the one on the spot. You know better than to ask that question. Well, where's Pete Carlson?
I guess you're right, Captain. I don't know exactly where he is, but I think I can draw you a map of it.
Go ahead, then. Let's see it.
All right. You go out this way about to here. Then you turn right up the 2nd Street beyond the filling station over there.
Mm-hmm.
You go 2 blocks this way, and then you turn left. I believe he's in the court right here. Now, listen, will you go easy on me, Captain?
Here, Johnson. Get all the men you need, go out there, and stay there till you get Carlson. Take shotguns and tear gas. Get him if you have to smoke him out.
Yes, sir.
Well, now that I give you the information, Captain, how about it? Will you go easy on me?
You know the answer to that, Carter.
Oh. So you won't play with me, eh, Copper? You think you're tough, don't you, Figger?
No, I don't think I'm tough. But I'll tell you what I think of rats like you. Yeah, rats that go into a bank where unarmed women and men are unprepared and unprotected. If I had my way, I'd line you up against a wall and turn a machine gun on you.
Yeah, that's fine talk coming from a policeman. I think I'll remember that little speech, Figger.
This is Seeger, Johnson.
Got him, Captain.
Any fight?
Walked in, pick him up, and he was hard.
Okay, bring him down to my office. I'll meet you there. All right, fellas. Let's take this shyster down and book him. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Fenton down the hall. You get him, Cromwell. Put the bracelets on him and bring him along. Johnson, bring in Carlson.
Yes, sir.
Well, Pete?
You got me, Captain, and I'm not squawking. Anything I've done wasn't for myself. I've been out of the United States since you've been looking for me. I didn't have to come back. But I'm an old-timer, see? I got a hurt. I've got a buddy up in Folsom scheduled to hang. To save him, I sent $11,000 to an attorney in Sacramento. I haven't kept any money for myself. I've only got this one suit of clothes. I haven't been eating too well either. But I'm old. It doesn't matter about me. But that kid up there, he's young. Young with years to go. Well, I'm sorry my past is, well, what it is. I'm sorrier still that I made a pledge to somebody and now I won't be able to keep it.
What was that pledge?
To get a commutation of sentence from my partner up in Folsom. All I needed was $5,000 more.
Is your partner's name George Hall?
Yeah, how did you know?
The federal men identified you as the Joe Clark they arrested several months ago. That time you changed booking slips with the streetcar conductor and lost your star.
Oh, yeah. I thought of that all for myself. Pretty clever, wasn't it? You know, I'll never forget those days.
Pete, there's something else I'd like to know. What about that disappearing star witnesses used to report? Some of them saw it, and some of them didn't. Sort of, now you see it, and now you don't.
Oh, that. Did that puzzle you? I thought it would. Would you like me to tell you about that, Captain?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course not. Well, all that was, Captain Figure, was just a streak of collodion. You know, the stuff they call new skin. Why, they even use it in the movies for scars. All you gotta do is go into a drugstore and get a little bottle of this collodion, then you put it on, the witness sees the scar, after he sees it, you peel it off, and there you are. Pretty easy, isn't it? Oh, say, come to think of it, Captain, that makes a pretty nice little skin dig, doesn't it?
Thus, through the patient work of law enforcement officers, both public and private, another group of criminals is brought to justice. Tomorrow, when you stop at a Rio Grande station for cracked gasoline, ask your independent Rio Grande dealer about Sinclair Oil. He will tell you that age, wear, compression, and other factors make it necessary for you to change your grade of oil. All this information for your car and every car is covered by the Sinclair Law of Lubrication. Your independent Rio Grande dealer can interpret this law for you and tell you exactly the grade of oil you should use in your car now. He sells Sinclair, the world's finest motor oil, used by fleets of ships and trucks, 8 major airlines, 150 railroads, and millions of motors in 45 nations of the world. Sinclair oils are refined from the highest priced crude oil in America and super refined, removing all the harmful wax and useless petroleum jelly found in many of the oils you buy. Sinclair oil will not break down in the summer heat. Your car will run smoother, longer, and you'll save money with Sinclair oil. Sinclairize your car for safety. Get police car performance with Rio Grande cracked gasoline at your independent Rio Grande dealers tomorrow. And again we hear Commissioner Kleinberger.
The splendid work of the officers in this case, all of whom of necessity do not appear as characters in tonight's story, cannot be minimized. It is their right to know that their work has not been in vain. I thank you.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars. The cancellation of broadcast 183 regarding a hold-up. Suspects in this case are now in custody. That's all. Roll and clip.
Your narrator, Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night for Rio Grande.